and not take advantage of your time. Time is very precious for all of us. So I would like to welcome this beautiful crowd to the Rockcastle County Board of Education. We have monthly meetings every month, sometimes twice a month, and you're always welcome to attend. Tonight is considered a special called meeting because we changed the date because we had fall break last week and we just needed a little extra time this week to get things together. So, with that being said, there's cannot be any changes to our agenda. So we have to go directly by what it says. But once again, I'd like to welcome everybody. We're glad to see you here. And I'd like to call this meeting to order. The very first thing on our agenda tonight is a moment of silent prayer. Amen. Item 1B is a roll call. Let the minutes reflect that Miss Anna and Miss Angie are en route to the meeting, so they will be getting here a little late. Item 1C is the reading of our board team commitments. These are our commitments that the board, uh, uh, we created these years ago, and this is how we try to do everything. Every decision we make, we try to base it on these commitments, and I'll read that for us tonight. The board team commitments for Rockcastle County Schools. To improve our effectiveness, the board team for Rockcastle County Schools commits to review processes and experiences to identify and direct improvements, continuously define and work toward long-term goals which serve all students of the district, make each decision based on facts and the best for all students, listen to each other and speak freely, work together, support each other, and not surprise one another, discuss board deliberations to point a mutually agreeable resolution based on factual information, support the majority's decision, projecting board unity toward shared goals for continuously improving district-wide student learning, operate without personal or political agendas, respect one another, agree to disagree respectfully, delegate implementation to superintendent and education team, and to respectfully remind each other of these commitments. Item 2 is adopt the agenda. Since this is a special meeting, no changes can be made. I need a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Now for the fun part of the evening. Item 3 is our school and community showcase. And the very first thing is a recognition of our RCHS golf team. Dr. Ballinger?
Yes, so thank you all for joining us tonight. And we do have Miss Ella Ford over here. So Ella, we're going to ask you to come over a little closer too so we can recognize you as well. I'm going to begin by talking a little bit about Ella. Ella is the only female golfer that made it to the 10th region team. So we want to recognize Miss Ella for that. And also, I did catch wind just a few minutes before the board meeting started that she shot her very first hole-in-one last night. So that's hey. Ella, congratulations. We're really proud of all of your accomplishments. So moving to the boys team, I'm going to read the names of our team members, and when I do, if you all will stand up for me. And then I've got a whole list of team accomplishments and individual accomplishments, and then we will get a picture of you all. So first we have Trapper Bray, Nolan Bryant, Sawyer Cash, Ben Colliff, Dalton DeBoard, Luke Ellis, Zeke Fain, Connor Ford, Brody Hodges, Carson Neely, Jace Rogers, Cameron Smith, Chris Tomlinson, Sawyer Yates, and our boys team is coached by Coach Zach Gentry, assistant coach John Ford, and assistant coach Jeremy Neely. So let's give them a round of applause. If you all have been watching this team on Facebook and on our district website, you know that they've had a really remarkable year. So I'm going to read just a little bit of their accomplishments so we can celebrate them. So we had a 5-man team made up of Dalton DeBoard, Luke Ellis, Zeke Fain, Connor Ford, and Brody Hodges. And these 5 team members were the champions of the Pulaski and South Laurel Invitationals. They were the 2A Section 7 tournament champions, the 2A state champion runners-up, the Central Kentucky Conference tournament champions, the KHSAA Region 10 tournament champions, and the KHSAA state first round Site 3 runners-up, ninth place in the KHSAA state championship finish. And out of the entire state of the Kentucky, they had a final ranking of 10th in the state.
Wow.
Now for some individual accomplishments, senior Brody Hodges, he was named to the all-conference first team, the KHSAA Region 10 tournament winner, and the KHSAA Region 10 all-region first team, and the Kentucky All-State Tournament qualifier, and he has committed to play golf at the University of Pikeville. And junior Zeke Fain was the all-conference second team, the KHSAA Region 10 all-region first team, and 2A Section 7 tournament champion. And freshman Connor Ford was the all-conference first team, KHSAA Region 10 all-region first team. As you can see, they have a lot to be proud of and have had a really remarkable year. So we're super proud of you all and wanted to take this moment to just tell you that, and that we've been watching and cheering. And I will say, in the central office, when you all were playing in your tournaments and we had that link that we could click on and see the live scoring, we were all hollering back and forth across the offices of how you all were doing. So you may not have known it, but you had a whole lot of people here at home cheering for you. So congratulations to all of you, and to you as well, Miss Ella. So at this time, we would like to take your picture, and I know we're kind of cramped in here tonight, but if we can try to squeeze in over here on this wall, and we'll take your picture to celebrate you on our website and Facebook page. You want me to copy? Well, we'll make it. This is big. Yeah, yeah. Good job. I'm gonna take one too. Thank you. Always great to get to recognize our kids, isn't it? That's why we're here. But we're also here to recognize our staff. And the next thing on our agenda is 3B, is the Kentucky Teacher of the Year finalist presentation. Okay, so it is my honor to say that Miss Susan Coffey has really done something remarkable for our district, and she is the first educator in our district that has ever made it this far in the Kentucky Teacher of the Year competition, for lack of a better word. So there's over 40,000 teachers in the state of Kentucky, and there were almost 500 nominations for the Kentucky Teacher of the Year. And Miss Susan made it into the final 9. So there were 3 elementary teachers, 3 middle school teachers, and 3 high school teachers. And over fall break, there was a recognition ceremony in Frankfort that I was honored to get to attend with Miss Susan, and and Mr. Anthony, and it was just really amazing to sit there and see these 9 individuals up there and know out of all the teachers in the state of Kentucky, we had a Rockcastle Rocket sitting right there. And so it was great, and I think it's very worthy. Miss Susan has been so humble through this whole process, and actually when I called her, I got a call from Commissioner Fletcher saying that Miss Susan had made it this far, and when I called her and I said, "Is it okay if we go ahead and celebrate you on the Facebook page or the website?" She said, "No, I don't want to do that. Like I just want, I don't want any publicity about this. I just want to keep this quiet." And well, it didn't matter because she called me later that day and said, "Too late. I've talked to Commissioner Fletcher, and the Kentucky Department of Education is going to advertise." So yes, you can go ahead and put it out. But it is really remarkable. Um, 753 teacher nominations this year, and the judging was conducted by a blue ribbon panel of veteran educators across the state. And again, out of 40,000 teachers, she was honored to be in the top 3 of all elementary teachers in the state of Kentucky. That's something to be extremely proud of, and we're very proud of you, Miss Susan, and want to thank you for just your years of dedication to our students and our families. It's really, I know you've made such a difference and an impact in so many people's lives, and we appreciate you and wanted just to take this moment to tell you how proud of you that we are. And we do have a little gift for you if you want to come up.
Yeah.
This isn't much, but this is just a thank you and how much we love and appreciate you. I think Miss Savannah wants your picture.
Hurry up before I miss it and make it. Really coming.
We have something else here too.
We'll get to
Oh,
all
my
kinds of goodies.
goodness. Got it. I'm looking for 'em.
You know, I have to say, you know, I could talk about how wonderful you are as a board member, but my daughter, I can talk about how wonderful she was for my daughter who had you. You left an impact on her life. I think even when she got to high school, she she wanted to make sure that you were honored for what you did for her. So I just want you to know.
Thank you.
We love you. We love you so much.
It's been my absolute privilege to be an educator, and God called me to do this. And I'm so grateful that He did. And I'm grateful for every child that He ever put in in my care. They have been such a blessing. We are children. They're such a blessing. And I just feel so humbled every day that God just chose me to be a teacher. And I'm thankful for the opportunity to be an educator at Rockcastle.
Now, Anthony, this does not mean that you get to take any credit for all of her hard work, okay?
Well, now, wait a minute. You know, I was her co-supervisor, even though she said JD and Thomas and Leon was for 13 years, so can't I get at least, okay, just a little bit.
You want it despite, Mr. Costello.
Go ahead, Mr. Redford, I'll say it for you, she deserves an award for putting up with me. I'm awful proud.
As you should be.
Yeah. And Susan, you're just a beautiful person. Everybody that comes in contact with you, you exemplify what we all should achieve to be more like. And I went to high school with you, and you were that way in high school. You've never changed from being just that beautiful soul that you are. So thank you. Thank you for pouring into our kids. Yep, absolutely. That's all. And she was a heck of a trumpet player, just good. First chair, okay? Item 3C on our agenda tonight is our staff recognition of upholding the core values of Rockcastle County Schools.
If I read, and then you want to give out certificates and.
We look over here.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna flip this month.
I like
We're
to kind
the
of full.
script.
All right, so a little background to this. Through our community-based accountability model, we have 7 pillars that we focus on. And every quarter that group meets, they choose an outstanding employee that they think exemplifies the core values of our school district. So these individuals were chosen by their peers, they were chosen by their colleagues, and I think that's quite a recognition. I think it means so much more when you know that it's the people that you work with around you that recognize how dedicated you are to our children and to our students, to our families, and to our work as educators. So we'll start with Miss Beth Jones, who is from Broadhead Elementary School. Miss Beth is not able to be here with us this evening, but I do want to read the snippet that was submitted about Miss Beth. We are proud to recognize Ms. Beth Jones for her exceptional dedication to student success and academic excellence. Through her tireless efforts, engaging instruction, and unwavering support, she empowers students to reach and exceed their goals. The outstanding performance of her students is a direct reflection of her passion, high expectations, and commitment she brings to the classroom every day. Ms. Jones has been a significant contributor to the academic success Broadhead Elementary has experienced in recent years and recently completed the KEDC Recharge Grant as a participating member. Thank you, Ms. Jones, for being a true champion of education and making a lasting difference in the lives of your students. Ms. Jones was recognized from Pillar 1, which is instruction. Okay, Pillar 2, which is student readiness, has recognized Mr. Stephen Renner. Stephen is also Broadhead Elementary teacher. Mr. Stephen goes above and beyond for his students in his school. He sets high expectations, fosters learning, cultivates growth, and inspires each student to become the best version of themselves. He is a shining example of a rocket leader. His commitment to Rockcastle County Schools is evident in the positive impact he makes on the students and staff each and every day. Mr. Stephen Renner, if you want to come up, I know I'll call you. And I will say we weren't sure if Mr. Stephen was going to be able to join us tonight because he was supposed to be working the concession stand for academic team. So I think that just speaks volumes about how he contributes to his school. Thank you, Mr. Stephen. Mr. Marcus Ruppert, and I will say right before we came over, he said, I'm not coming. And I said, yes, you're coming. You deserve this as much as anyone. So Mr. Marcus Ruppert is being recognized for his unwavering commitment to serving Rockcastle County students and families. His dedication to creating a safe, supportive environment is evident every day, often going above and beyond, even late into the night, to respond to student crisis and work with community partners to ensure safety. A true servant leader, he consistently puts students' needs first while providing strong leadership that fosters safe spaces for both learning and working. His service extends beyond the classroom as a chairman of Unite, pastor of a local congregation, and now he is going back to teaching history at RCHS. Respected by colleagues and the community alike, Mr. Ruppert exemplifies what it means to be a rocket leader, and he is being recognized by Pillar 3, Student Support and Safety. Mr. Ruppert.
I do appreciate it. Glad there was no Yeah, same outfit.
All right, next rocket leader that we are recognized is Miss Mary Ann Childress, and I will say Miss Mary Ann, I will read this, but is the most deserving of this and the most humble person. And she will say, I don't deserve this, but if she does, and she is the hardest working, most humble public servant that there is. And we're just proud to have her in our office. We're proud to spotlight Miss Mary Ann Childers, our district accounts payable clerk. Mary Ann is known for her accuracy, attention to detail, and dedication to keeping our financial operations running smoothly. She takes great pride in her work, often catching errors before they become issues, and helping maintain the integrity of our financial systems. Always willing to assist others with a positive attitude, Mary Ann is an invaluable member of our team. Miss Mary Ann Childers. We had picture day at Central Office today, so we're done with pictures. Sorry.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Miss Mary Ann. All right, Rocket Leader Spotlight, Mr. J.D. Bussell, who I don't think knew he was receiving this. But Mr. J.D. Bussell has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to Rockcastle County Schools throughout his many years of service. His career reflects a deep dedication to education and student success, beginning as a passionate chemistry teacher, then serving as principal of both Mount Vernon Elementary School and RCHS, and now as the coordinator of district-wide programs. In every role, Mr. JD has gone above and beyond to support students, staff, and the community. His strong leadership, work ethic, and vision have continually strengthened the Rockcastle County Schools, leaving a lasting impact on countless lives. JD's dedication and tireless efforts make him truly deserving of this recognition. Mr. JD. Mr. JD is being recognized by our operations pillar. Our next Rocket Leader Spotlight is from Pillar 6, which is our community pillar. And tonight we're recognizing Miss Jerica Brummett. Miss Jerica Brummett plays a vital role in helping Rockcastle County High School students connect their learning to future success. As a post-secondary success navigator, she works closely with our work-based learning, co-op, and internship students to identify meaningful placement opportunities that align with their goals and career interests. Ms. Brummett's dedication to building strong community partnerships and supporting every student's pathway beyond graduation demonstrates her deep commitment to student growth, achievement, and lifelong success. Ms. Jerica Brummett. I can't tell you how many times during the week I hear somebody say, just ask Miss Jerica or call Jerica, she'll know, or Jerica can do that. So she is a very, very valuable member of our team. Okay, and our last recognition of the evening is our Rocket Leader, Mr. Matt Brown. And he is being recognized from the professional learning pillar, Pillar 7. So since joining Mount Vernon Elementary as assistant principal, Mr. Matt Brown has exemplified what true teamwork and servant leadership look like. Whether it's stepping in to support staff, taking on additional responsibilities, or always putting students first, his selfless approach has strengthened our school community and fostered a spirit of collaboration. We are grateful for his dedication, his willingness to go above and beyond, and the positive impact he makes every day. Mr. Matt Brown. And this truly is the highlight of our board meetings. I always look forward to these quarterly need meetings when we know that we get to recognize our staff. So thank you to everyone that has joined us tonight, and we truly do appreciate all your dedication and work for our students. Thank you.
Next item on our agenda, thank you all, tonight is, we are going to recognize our academy. Mr. Dustin, can you see it?
Yep.
There he is.
Thank y'all for having us tonight. Becky Smith called me there a couple weeks ago and wanted to know if we'd switch time. I was going to be later in the year, but she asked if we'd switch. She wanted to do something else with MVES and get a little more on her plate before she came to the board meeting. So I always have students ready to roll and ready for the board meeting. I brought 4 students with me tonight. I'm going to say a few things and then they'll speak from their heart and come to you, a little bit about what goes on with us at the academy. But at the academy this year, staff, Janetta McLemore, Miss Margaret Connor, Miss Betty Hope, Miss Angie Ford's new with us, Mr. Jake Woodall's new with us, Mr. Jody Harris, Mr. Gary Shawn, Andrew Cash, myself. We work there this year. Grade 6 through 12 still there at the academy. Kind of 2 parts to the academy, in-person academy, and then My Rock Online. In person at the academy right now, we have 15-ish students. We've got a new student today. So we have about 15 students. Normally I speak, second semester and we have 25 or 30, but right now high school's not sent us too many yet, so that's great. 4 students though have completed enough credits for graduation. So they finished. One girl, she finished today. She's going to come next week, finish her portrait of a rocket, do that presentation, and then she'll be finished also. We're going to try to transition 3 students to the middle school at the beginning of the new 9 weeks. It's October 27th, is that when it's, so we'll have 3 students kind of set up, ready to do that, go back to the middle school that's been with us all year. And still at the academy, Somerset Mental Health comes for group every day, JAG comes for group every day, give those students a little break from just doing their ingenuity work there in the classroom. We haven't gone to Roundstone yet this year for Club Day. I told Melissa Fairchild that we'll just give them a little bit to make sure that they behave, make sure they're doing what they're doing, make sure they get their credits, get their classes where they need to be before we start sending them to Roundstone or Mount Vernon. Hopefully we can go to Mount Vernon, Broadhead, and help with Club Day and send some of those students that earn those rights. We do have Club Day at the academy. If any of you have an idea for a club and you want to come one day that we have Club Day and present with those kids or just do anything with those kids, paint nails, do makeup, whatever. I mean, we let those kids pick what they want to do. They sign up, and then we try to reach out to the community and bring some people in to help with what those students want to do. Those in-person academy students, we have a Student of the Month award every month. We buy them food from a restaurant in town. We send a letter home to their parents, and then we take their picture with their certificate. We hang on the wall, and they love that, of course. They don't act like they don't want to take the picture, but they love having hanging on the wall all the time.
Acting like Marcus.
Yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
He's been hanging out over there, rubbing off.
I think you might have seen the other day, we had a student go to the fire department at Broadhead, and we have some students that will job shadow, around town, some different places. But we did have one go to the fire department the other day and learn a little bit about that. He was talking about it the rest of the day when he came in. But that's just kind of what goes on there. The in-person academy, like I said, they're there all day. They're working on their classes, trying to get credits, trying to graduate, and we have 15 right now. And then the other part of the academy is My Rock Online. Our 2 new staff members, Mr. Woodall, I think he's here somewhere, and Miss Angie Ford. Miss Angie went from speech at elementary school to, well, when this boy, when he gets out of jail tomorrow, we're going to have to meet with him, and we're going to have to, she was like, what? I was like, well, sometimes when these high school students, we run into some different things. She's going on home visits. She's going to these places that, that she hadn't been yet. So she's learning, you know what I mean? And today, a parent came in and didn't agree with all Miss Angie had to say about her student. We don't think the computer lies, but she thought the computer was lying. We called Mr. Redford. Mr. Redford's dealt with that parent before. We told Angie, don't worry about it. Tomorrow she's going to be fine. She's going to, the parent's going to figure it out. But listen, those 2 have been great this year. They'll go to the high school. They'll meet with students there. I think picture day today. Mr. Woodall went over there. I met with those students, chasing them around the building if he needs to chase them around the building. But they've been a great additions to us with My Rock Online. Right now we have 14 middle school students that are online, 66 high school students, and 28 that are enrolled at the academy that are working online. A couple of those have already finished their courses. Um, we did some different things this year with the academy. We created a spreadsheet every week. About Wednesday, I'll put a list of names on there. Either students that have not worked enough or they're a little bit behind on progress. And then all of them will just jump in, start calling, start texting, start emailing those students or those parents, find out, what's going on. Are you out of town? So no internet. And then when we contact them, we just put it on that spreadsheet and everybody kind of knows what's going on. Going to have eyes on those students a lot more this year. Mr. Woodall will do sophomores, juniors, and seniors. He does Google Meets on Friday with all sophomores, juniors, and seniors. It's like a grade level Google Meet, and then he has an individual Google Meet with all those students. Miss Angie has middle school, and she has freshmen, and then she has anybody that's enrolled at the academy that's virtual. And then Mr. J.D. Harris, special education teacher there, he also has a Google Meet with those students that have an IEP. So those students with an IEP, they have like 4 times at least that they're checking in with somebody. And of course, they can do more as they want to do throughout the week. Students have to check in, daily, email, get on there, do their work. And right now, really, the work is, there's not very many that are behind. Really, that's what I keep telling Mr. Reppert all the time. You haven't gone to visit anybody really yet because they're really, there's a couple that are in red. If you're in red, it's bad. And we tell those parents, they're like, well, how do I know? Can you email me? No, you grab their Chromebook, you look at it. If it's red, it's bad. If it's blue or green, it's good. That's the best thing to do is just grab their Chromebook. And you look at that, and there's not very many in red. Something we're doing this year, if they're 10% behind, they have to come in more than once a week. Normally, they just come in once a week, do those Google Meets every week. But if they get more than 10% behind, they have to come in more than once. And we have a lot that they just want to come in 2 or 3 times a week. They'll ride the bus up there, they'll stay all day, they'll eat lunch, they'll eat breakfast. One girl comes 3 times, one girl stays, she even stays for choir practice, I guess, at the middle school. So she stays up there all day, and then she goes practice. Some do TSA club, they come up there and they'll stay with us and they'll go to TSA club at the middle school. So really, we're trying to reach out to the high school, trying to reach out to the middle school, and try to keep those students involved in a lot more. We have to go to club day. Last week we had 10 or 12 maybe club day at the high school. So Mr. Woodall and Miss Angie met them over there for club day, just trying to keep them involved at the high school. Hopefully, maybe next semester or next year or something, they might be interested in something that they want to go all day to the high school. So just trying to keep that connection with them, trying to work a little bit harder on that. Of course, any students in My Rock Online, they speech, OT, counseling. Anything that they normally get, they get when they come in person and see us. But I know y'all don't want to hear me anymore. But I did have talked into, I think Mr. Woodall's going to buy 4 milkshakes. But Ashlyn Howard, Rachel Harding, Noah Harding, and Keelan Shackelford, they're just going to tell you a little bit about their experience with My Rock Online, why they like it, or maybe why they don't like it. But as he's going to be first, you can come right up here if you want to.
Hey guys, my name is Aslan Howard and I'm a sophomore in the My Rock Online program. Halfway through my freshman year, I realized that traditional high school just wasn't the best fit for me. I wanted more time to focus on what I love, like music and ministry. So I made the switch to My Rock Online and it's been one of the best decisions I've ever made. Right away, I became more motivated and independent. I've grown as a student and as a person. The flexibility of this program has allowed me to really pour out into my passion for music, becoming a better guitar player, songwriting, singing, and leading worship at my church. I even got to be featured on a major label's release, Yes I Will by Seventh Time Down, released by BEC Recordings. Because of My Rock Online, I've had amazing opportunities to travel and serve. I went to New Orleans last year to help produce a band. I'll be in North Carolina this winter helping pack Christmas boxes for kids around the world, and I'm going to Chile this spring to help lead a vacation Bible school and teach the kids English and the Bible. I'm also learning music production, working with my dad and other artists and using Pro Tools to grow as a songwriter and producer. This program has given me the space to discover who God made me to be, a creator, a leader, and someone who wants to use her gifts to make a difference. My Rock Online has truly changed my life. Thank you for supporting students like me, students who learn differently, dream big, and are determined to do something meaningful with their lives. I'd love to share a song I lead at church that represents what God's been doing in my life.
This just keeps getting better and better. I'm so excited.
We've come for the move of God. We've come for the Holy One. All we hunger for is You. We've come with expectant hearts, undone, knowing who You are. Lord, we long for what only You can do. Holy Spirit, come like fire on the altar. Fresh wind blowing through. We gon' stay here till we encounter You. Make us an offering. Make us an upper room. We gon' stay here till we encounter You. Till we encounter You. Make us desperate, tear our idols down. We're repentant. This is still Your house. Yeah, You meant it when You said You pour Your Spirit out. Hey, so we sing, Holy Spirit, come like fire on the altar. Fresh wind blowing through. We're gonna stay here till we encounter You. Make us an offering. Make us an upper room. We're gonna stay here till we encounter You. Till we encounter You. We need a move of God. We need a move of God. We need a move of God. We're hungry, we're desperate. Lord, open the heavens. We need a move of God in this city. We need a move of God in our hearts. We need a move of God. We're hungry, we're desperate. Lord, open the heavens. Fire on the altar. Fresh wind blowing through. We're gonna stay here till we encounter You. Make us an offering. Make us an upper room. We're gonna stay here till we encounter You. Till we encounter You. Till we encounter You. Thank you.
I do teach music with
He didn't teach her that.
Rachel Harding and Noah Harding.
Dad might have something to say. We run basketball, so you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Listen,
Thank
before
you.
before you get going, she's gonna get going.
Hey,
Before you get going, that was beautiful.
Yes.
Talk about talent is somebody with your voice and just a guitar. That is just beautiful,
Beautiful.
talent. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Listen,
Your talent.
you're really taking that back after your mama Linda, okay? Not your daddy.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Oh, we got a road.
That's all right. Thank you for sharing.
I'm Rachel Hardin. I've lived here my whole life. I haven't prepped a whole lot for this. I'm just gonna speak openly and just from my heart and my own experience from my Rock Online. The program has benefited me in a lot of ways. I was homeschooled all through elementary school and middle school. I'd always wanted to go to public school to play sports with all my friends and, be a part of the school. And I was always very social butterfly and wanted to be around people. I truly enjoyed just the presence of people. But I've always been a very busy girl. I've always had a lot going on. I've competed in a competitive gymnastics team since I was 4 years old, traveling team that went all around the state and sometimes even the country. I've been to Florida. I've been to every every state competing in the events that I compete in. And without my Rock Online, I wouldn't have been able to compete and also have the same opportunities and be able to attend most things that most kids do, like functions and dances and different activities. And it also allows me to participate in sports like cross country and track. Sorry, which was something I had always wanted to try. I've also played music and been a traveling musician since I was in 7th grade. Me and my father have traveled and done worship all around the world, from Ireland to DC to right down the road. This program has also helped make all of that possible. That way I was still able to do all the things that I desired, but still walk out the journey and the assignments that I felt the Lord had for me. I also work part-time for my dad. I drive a truck, I pull weeds at your hospital, and I plant your flowers, your pretty flowers. I water the flowers, and I pray just for the city, and without that, I also wouldn't be able to work the hours that I work without this program. So I just wanted to say that I really appreciate all the teachers as well. I look forward to seeing all of them every week. Mr. Cash, Miss Angie, Jake Woodall. I feel like I can always be myself around them and joke and just have fun, but always get the work that needs to be finished done. But without this program, I would not be able to do all of the things that I have desired and been called to do. And I have the same opportunities that most kids do, and I'm truly grateful for this program and all that it offers. I think that it is truly a great thing, and that it's something that truly homeschooled families like mine need. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I just wanted to show my gratitude, and I appreciate you all.
She's a fabulous.
Yes.
Wrote down some thoughts I thought I'd share. My sibling and I have been homeschooled until last year. Most people think people who are homeschooled are anti-public school, but for our family, that's never been the case. We do travel a lot for ministry, and the Lord is the most important thing in our life. So traditional school simply doesn't work for us. That was okay when we were younger, but as we got older, we wanted to be more involved in things. It was hard because after a certain age, the school owns those things like extracurricular activities and sports. With us being able to have the option of online, we have been able to do both, which has been great for us. The teachers we have had and have also played a big role in that. They have all been supportive of us and what we do with our family and always been available to help us with anything we need with the program. They are all the kind of people who you can tell really care about us and the things that are important to us individually as well as our work. The course itself is also a lot like my brother's college courses, so that's beneficial to if we decide to go to college. If we didn't have this option, we would have to go back to homeschool, and it would miss out on a lot of opportunities the school system provides.
Awesome. Good job.
My name is Gibbons, and I went online halfway through my sophomore year. My freshman year and in my sophomore year, I was really struggling actually. And I didn't know about the MRO program until second semester sophomore year, and it made such a big impact. Once I came over, my grades started getting a lot better. It was a lot more better. It was better for me in traditional high school. The transition was super easy thanks to Mr. Hendrickson when he was here and Mr. Dusty. And I'd also go ahead and like to thank Mr. Dusty and Mr. Jake for asking me to speak today. Academically, I've been, a lot better. I'm on track to graduating early. My class has been super easy. I've got a lot of help. And whenever I took the ACT last year, I didn't even know there was a lot more test material than what there was. It was, this has just been a very, very good transition for me. It's been really helpful. And I'm really, really excited for everybody who is going to get this opportunity to come and do this. I'm really glad that this program's a thing. And I'm just really looking forward.
Thank you.
What's up at Keelan? He's the one kid that comes in without his Chromebook. Because he's so far ahead that he just wants to come in and talk to us. Most of them were like, don't forget your Chromebook, bring the Chromebook in. But yeah, for the last couple of years, he's been awesome. You guys have any questions for students that are still here or for me? And we do, we appreciate it. Thanks for letting us have.
But Dusty, every time you come, you just bring the most impressive students. And that you might have the best job in the school district.
I like it.
Yeah, I could just see what a blessing it must be for you all out there.
And that's what I try to tell them is relationship with the students is, in any building in the district is so important. We have some students with Miss Angie's had 2 girls come this year with probably about 45 pages of discipline referrals between the 2 girls. And they're just, those girls are awesome right now. Working.
Unbelievable. Like the one in particular, a major change.
Mm-hmm. Just because, we're trying to let them kind of do some things on their own, try to give them a little bit put a carrot out there for them.
Well, you never know what somebody's going through. You just never know what that backstory is.
No, you never know. You never know. But yeah, those 2 girls, it's just, 180 right now with my Rock Online. They go back in person. Hopefully they'll be successful. We're letting her go to a club, after school at the middle school and stuff. And so far it's been, knock on wood, so far it's been okay. But she's been bringing pictures into them. She brought Andrew Cash a picture. About that. But
you should drop in sometimes. I'll just say that. It's a great place. Just honestly hang out. If you want to smile, you should go and see what they do. It's wonderful.
I hate to put parents on the spot, but I'm going to. Just because I love you and you know it. How do you feel about the My Rock Online for your children?
Well, I feel like, so pick out a mirror what I was at, the whole time we felt led to homeschool, a lot of it was because traditional school just doesn't fit. So everybody's like, oh, tell me why you're anti-public school. And we're like, we're not anti-public school. We're gone so much. So kind of what they both said, it's just provided them so much opportunity to be able to be involved in all the things, but still get to, travel with Jake and get to go, like both of them were in Ireland at the beginning of the school year when school started to do ministry stuff and just to really chase the Lord the way they want to. And the program itself, I was pretty impressed with, to be honest, and you could ask Marcus, he had to go through all my homeschool stuff.
It was very thorough.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Do you expect me to
I'm impressed. I think it's a good trip, like leaving the school. And then of course, the people who are there are great. So we really loved it. It's been a great option.
That's wonderful. You have beautiful children.
I think Azzy does Bible release maybe with Mount Vernon Elementary, so it gives her opportunity to do that. And those young kids are going to love her, when they're there during the day. Yeah, come by anytime. Like I said, when we have club day at the academy, come and crafts, arts, anything. Grill, cheeseburgers, whatever.
Why are they pointing at me about food?
They're on to a party October 29th.
Yeah, October 29th, we'll have a little Halloween party with My Rock Online and the academy kids there at the building. So come, I think 11 to 1.
11 to 1.
Yep. So.
Mr. Dusty, am I correct that Keelan is on track to go to EKU next year, correct?
Hey,
Wonderful.
congratulations.
You know what you want to major in?
I'm going to get my bachelor's in social work.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Huge demand.
There'll be a job waiting for you when you're finished. Thank you, Dusty. We
Thank you.
appreciate you. Thank you all.
Next time you sing too, okay? All y'all.
Yes, we need that. Item 3E is our RCMS construction update. You probably can't beat that tonight. Sorry. Unless you're going to sing. Are you going to sing? Can you do that?
A couple of weeks ago, Principal Willis sent me a text and said was looking for a safety vest for construction day. And I said to her, "Isn't it construction day every day?" But then one of the guys came up and said, "Hey, they're all dressing like us." I go, "It's construction day." So They really have a lot, because we're kind of in this little boring phase of construction, because we're getting out of the ground. We'll be pouring the basement floors next week. So then you're gonna start seeing it come out of the ground pretty well. This is just a picture of inside your mechanical room in the gym. I know there's a big wall in there. You don't really think anything is going on, but there's actually really a lot going on in there. And on your old stage, it's pretty full of everything. These are your systems that are gonna run the whole new school. You just fire up the other one. Yeah. That is your first, your basement. Look down on it, and you're in the kind of the road, drop-off road going through there. So that's the majority of work. Everybody's working there right now, getting everything underground in. And then they're gonna pour that on, this week. So I think everything's really going well. Of course, the weather's been great. And we're on time, we're not missing anybody, and you'll see probably a bulk of a lot more masons coming very soon. There's a lot of block work, a lot of brick work that has to get done. The courtyard, all of your walls are poured, so all the courtyard walls are poured, and then they're gonna start doing those very soon. So it's just kind of there's a lot going on, but it's not really a lot to see. It's all under the ground, you can see it. But you should start seeing all walls in this area as you like go into the parking lot and look. All that should start coming out of the ground pretty quick the next few weeks. So, any questions? You can always stop by, and now you're seeing it more because you're going out to the football field. So, stop in. If you have a question.
So much.
Thank you.
It wasn't as entertaining as, no, I'm sorry. Thank you so much. Item 4 on our agenda tonight is operations and actions. Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Bowman? If not, I need a motion to approve operations and actions.
Second.
All in favor? Item 5A is to review and approve the monthly financial reports. Ms. Jenny?
Certainly. I'll provide a brief summary of our performance, focusing on our general fund, construction fund expenditures, and food service. Just want to highlight those this evening. General fund revenues for this month totaled $1.6 million. Our expenses were $2.9 million. Construction fund, as Mr. Darrell shared, much going on in our efforts with construction. You approve our monthly pay app. So our pay app for the prior month was $2.5 million. Our food service fund, if you'll notice on our balance sheet, I just wanted to point out we had general revenue of a little over 102,000 and expenses totaling a little over 301,000, which leaves the balance, cash balance, a little over 55,000. Just wanted to highlight that we are on a reimbursement basis with our food service program, and for this month we've already received $313,000 in reimbursement. So that's just some highlights, and if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer those for you. Yes.
I guess this is on the expenditures, but I noticed that I was just glancing at the percent used, but it's fund 627 for diesel. Looks like it's fully spent already. Is that normal, or is that?
There is an encumbrance in a blanket PO.
Okay.
So whatever we have budgeted, whatever Mr. Ken has provided as a budget for diesel is encumbered on a purchase order, and then we liquidate that monthly with billings.
Okay.
And you may see that in several line items. When you see that fully expended, it's in an encumbrance.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? We need a motion to approve the monthly financial report.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Next is item B, review and approve purchase of 4 new school buses. Mr. Hopkins?
So this request is to purchase 4 new school buses. The normal request we have on a yearly basis, our normal need is 3 buses. But as you know, we did have 1 bus that was totaled back in the spring, so that's why there's 1 additional bus on this request. Any questions?
We're budgeted to do that.
Yes.
They are very expensive.
Usually it says they include a trash can. I don't see that on the quote. Do they include a
It's
trash
in there.
can?
You gotta go
Okay.
down. I did a little different this
Okay.
year. It's in there. It's 40, $50.
It always
High
impresses,
quality.
it always impresses me. We get a bus and this and that and a trash can. That's always impressed me.
It's big enough to hold a Walmart.
Yeah, yeah.
But they've just now started allowing that. So kids are gonna leave stuff behind. You might as well have a place for them to put it.
Absolutely,
I
absolutely.
know with the other bus being totaled, we probably got some compensation, nowhere near enough to cover the cost of a bus, but what did we get?
We received, about 55,000.
Well, that's more than what I thought, really, to be honest
But
with
to
you.
replace it was 150.
About 156,000.
Well, that's a few trash cans.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean,
They kind of threw
They
that.
probably made many trash cans out of that bus.
There you go.
There's a cup holder too, so that's nice.
Oh, man.
Mr. Call, I do want to clarify your question, just for transparency. When Mr. Hopkins places his order for buses, we will not receive those buses until after July 1. And we had budgeted a little bit, additional for buses this year, as we know that those prices are increasing. So there's a little bit remaining in that line item for this year, but the actual budget amount will be in our next budget approval for the
Okay.
next school year.
Okay.
So I just wanted to clarify that for you.
so you put your order in now, but you don't get it until July.
Normally, the normal delivery time is actually in June. May and June is usually when they deliver, but we work with the company and we tell them, make them aware that we want to pay after July 1, and they adjust their schedule accordingly, with the hope to have them delivered before school starts. That's the main thing. We're actually still waiting on one that we purchased last year that hasn't been delivered yet.
And then we've already done our surplus for the year,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, correct. We did that back in end of May, 1st of June.
Because we did that online.
Yep, through
Okay.
Four Brothers. Yeah.
Yep, okay.
I move to approve.
I second.
All in favor? Item C, review and approve the job description for the Success Coach Elevate Grant.
Yes, so we were just absolutely thrilled to know that we received a Gear Up grant, and all of you all know how impactful Gear Up has been in the school district for many, many years. And we actually applied for this Gear Up grant through two different entities. So we applied through PRI, which is who we have always traditionally had our Gear Up grant through, and then we also applied through KEDC. And we applied for both because we knew how important it was to get the grant. PRI was not funded, however, KEDC was funded. So we were very thankful that we chose to go back both avenues and apply for this grant. So the grant will fund success coaches, and this is the same model as our previous grant, where it will begin in the middle school and track those students all the way through graduation. At this time, because the federal government is shut down, KEDC does not have a program manager for the grant. So we do not know if we are going to hire one success coach, two success coaches, or three success coaches. And we have no way of finding out that information right now because there's no contact in Washington, D.C. for KEDC to interact with. So we're asking you to approve this job description tonight. And then when we are able to have further information about how many that we are allowed to employ, I will let you all know that, and then we will post those when we have that information.
I would also like to set this up like we had the others set up.
And can you clarify what you mean about that?
I know the grant pays so much, and then we matched.
So we have to go by how the grant is written. So the grant is written for 41,000.
Okay.
And then
So it's
3%.
different.
Yeah, it's written differently.
Way
So we
differently.
have to.
Okay,
We
good.
have
Okay,
to.
because it was not written like that.
But now that does include fringe. That number does, but
That's
so
way different.
this grant was written, and if you read the job description,
Okay.
it does not require a certified individual. It
Gotcha.
requires someone to have
That's way
60
different.
college credit hours. So it is different. So we will follow those grant guidelines
Gotcha.
and post it in that manner.
Gotcha.
Need a motion to approve that job description?
Second.
All in favor? Item 5D, review and approve the fiscal year 2026 salary schedule for the success coach.
So the only thing that is different on this salary schedule is that new line item for the success coach, and we have it there, and Miss Anna, it calculates out, if you break that down, that annual salary. This will be a classified position, not a certified, and it breaks it
Totally
down.
different, got
Yeah,
it.
totally different.
Got
So,
you.
and then the grant, the way the grant is written, that position will receive an annual raise.
Perfect.
So,
I like that.
All right. Need a motion to approve?
Make the motion.
Second.
All in favor? Item 5E, review and approve the advertisement for the architect proposals. Mr. Trent?
Yes, so since we have completed the DFP process, now we can move forward and advertise in a local paper for 2 weeks to hire an architect. The proposal is just a standard document that KDE has that we fill in our information, and they respond to that document uh, and move the process down the road, hopefully.
we did find out this, in investigating this, that every time we have any kind of project, you have to rehire an architect, and you have to advertise for that for 2 weeks. So you have to do that. That's
What
a
is this
KDE
for?
requirement.
It is for the announcement would be for the RCS baseball softball complex and the Rock building complex.
We have to
They would be
officially
two separate
hire
pro-
You have to,
someone.
two separate
even though we've
proposals.
had someone to help give us information, we have to officially hire somebody.
Yes.
So that has to be advertised in the newspaper for 2 weeks, and then we can hire.
I move to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Yep.
Okay, review and approve the district authority to hire architect and begin the design work on the RCH's baseball softball complex and the Rock building complex.
Okay, so we're asking, after we post that advertisement for 2 weeks, we're asking for the authority to go ahead and make an official hire of an architect, and then to allow them to officially begin work on both of these complexes.
Now, because architects are paid due to what the state mandates, that there's not a matter of a bidding process or nothing like that for the position. Okay,
No.
yes.
No, they just turn in their,
It's totally.
A proposal that
Totally
they like,
scheduled.
like they want to have a job.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they might demonstrate previous projects and show where they worked in other,
But there's no commitment.
Well, they would
that
be
we
the
would be
bids.
hiring them.
We would be hiring an architect to come up with the designs.
And we have to have an official hire, or KDE doesn't let us move on down the line.
I move to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Item 6A, review the superintendent's personnel action report.
Give you all just a moment to look over that and see if you have any questions. We do currently have one certified position posted, and that is a language arts teacher at the middle school.
So why is Marcus teaching history yet? I mean, was that a joke or is
No,
that?
he wanted to.
He wasn't a history teacher before,
He was
was he?
a history teacher
Oh, he was
before,
history?
yes,
Oh,
and he's
That's
just teaching. Teaching one course, one.
He's old enough to remember most of it.
Just really wanted to be an example, for everyone of, we never want to get away from kids, and we never want to get away from serving kids, and even when we're in administration and we're in these leadership roles, and, I admire him for doing that, and he's done great, and really making some strong connections with kids, and so he's going over one period a day and teaching.
What period is he at?
It's right after lunch, 4, yeah.
And he has a brand new special education teacher that collaborates in that class with him, and so it's been a great partnership for the new special ed teacher. So I've been excited about that.
Yeah, he's mentoring a new teacher, and
What is he teaching?
I think it's U.S. history.
U.S. history.
Yes.
Listen, he loves it.
Juniors. He's always fired up to go. It's pretty awesome, I think.
You gonna go back to chemistry?
I would love to have been his boss.
You go back to chemistry.
I would love to go back to chemistry, although I did
Miss Taylor was on maternity leave, and I got to go back and teach some. So it's great to be able to do that.
Don't speak too soon. Wish you to work.
It's fine.
If you want to be around kids, you can be a school bus driver.
I like to look straight at them.
First one to see him, the last one to see him in the afternoon, very impactful.
Keep working out too.
Item 7 is department reports. I know we don't want to stay here all night, but I did have a few questions about the department reports. I wanted to talk about the diagnostics, Mr. Thomas. You knew it was coming, didn't you?
Yeah, sure.
I was just, I looked at them. I was just wanting to ask what your take of the results was.
So, honestly, I think for this point in the year, if you take a look at those, I think our numbers are pretty positive. Of course, it gives us an opportunity for a beginning year view, and so you've got to think about, our kids. Like for instance, my son who entered 4th grade is coming in right off his 3rd grade year, so he's not been exposed to a lot of the 4th grade standards at this point in the year. So they give us a little grace. I think the thing for us, some of the trends that I have noticed, and I think some of the other administrators have, is that when it comes to the winter diagnostics, what are we doing to move those kids and make sure that we're showing growth? Now, obviously, we're doing several things to try and do that, but I think that's something that we definitely need to be very specific and kind of narrow our focus. But I think at this point, honestly, you can see there that we have. If you just look at the colors, we have a lot of green to this point.
In
That's
comparison to last year, what is the comparison to last year with the same?
It's similar. To be honest with you, it's similar. There are, I think I provided for you all a school breakdown as well as the grade level breakdown. There are several grade levels. Some are performing at a higher rate. Some are about the same. Some, if they're lower, it's just by a couple of points. So.
Can I ask a question? Does it reflect the high school level at all?
It does
I
not.
don't know. Okay. I just don't think they really want to do it, to be honest. Right.
Yes, it does not. We had, Mr. Colliff and I, we had some similar conversations in our pillar group. And we've kind of known this for the last few years. Now, we are mandated by the state that we have to provide this universal screener.
It seems like a caveat or something that says, disclaimer, this is not.
Yeah. iReady is really, it offers several tools for the elementary and middle school that it does not at the high school. And high school is so content oriented, it's tough.
We've had a lot of discussion between Mr. Bussell and Mr. Thomas and I, and I know Mr. Call was part of that pillar work, but what is the best measurement of high school? And that's a question we're asking. Is that ACT/now SAT? Is that, post-secondary readiness? What is that? What is the best way to gauge that? And I think Mr. Bussell is probably our high school expert.
Yeah, and there's just, when you get to high school, it goes off in so many different directions. There's different ways. When April hits in high school, you're testing. And the kids, there's EOPs and all the CTE, the inter-program exams and the physical education classes. Now there's SAT, we gave the ACT to 179 kids yesterday. There's so many different ways to assess where high schoolers are. And, and it's just, there's not one perfect fit to do progress monitoring in high school. And, we do, now I'll tell you what we have done at the high school is the 9 weeks exams. The 9 weeks and final exams that we give are more content-based, and that's specific to the class, to the teacher. Well, the different classes have the same common 9-week exams, but, it's just hard because, like I said, everything branches off. A lot of times we have one chemistry teacher, so you have one teacher teaching one specific thing, and there's just not a catch-all.
I think it speaks though when you have your graduation rates being so high and your post-ed, rates being so high. I think that speaks a lot to the success of the child.
And one thing that I didn't get a chance to visit Pillar 1 at that last meeting, but the post-secondary readiness scores I think is a good indicator of where we've come, and it gives everyone a fair shake. It gives your every student, no matter what pathway they choose, a chance to show how they did succeed.
Yeah.
So
we talked
it's complicated.
And we talked about the need, at least internally, for us to track college ready, career ready, and both. Because I think that the kids that are both, where we're really, that's the sweet spot. I mean, ideally, every kid would, and I think that's something that high school, the overall is important to track, and that's what matters for the state. But I think tracking all three numbers is valuable to us internally,
Sure.
just to see where we're at, and
Well,
and those numbers are good, by the way.
And Mr. Cook, I mean, he could speak more of this, but there are certain areas that require there's a higher need in the area that he has kids that get those qualifications.
So when I was looking at those, you was talking about there was a lot of green.
Yeah.
Okay. And, which, it's been this way for as long as I can remember, but as a child gets older, the green, it's less green every year. You can watch it. It's just like a little stair step backwards. And, I guess if you figure out how to change that, then you might be getting paid real big dollars somewhere, when you write that book or whatever. But, I feel like let's focus on middle school. Think about middle school for a second. By the time a child gets to middle school, they've got so much time invested already in their education that you would assume that those numbers would get better.
Well, and so with that, as kids do get older, the standards that they're being taught gets more difficult. That's one of the reasons I can speak to this at the elementary level. We put such an emphasis on building a strong foundation, with kids having the ability to read, having strong math foundations, because as you proceed through, your time in education, it just gets more difficult. So.
Now, are we confident now that all of our teachers are teaching the standards? I know that's been a big focus.
That has been a huge focus across the district, and we partnered with Kentucky Department of Education. We've been doing clarity work in all of our schools. Miss Jessica actually started that in the middle school, and she saw so much success that we branched out, and every school is working. And Mr. Thomas can talk a little bit about the walkthrough process that he's doing in partnership with Miss Jackie from KDE.
Yeah, so just really quick, today I spent half the day at Broadhead Elementary, this afternoon at Roundstone Elementary. Tomorrow morning I'll be at Mount Vernon, and then the middle school tomorrow afternoon conducting what we call clarity walkthroughs. We talked about that a little bit in our presentations before, but Ms. Ballinger's right. There was a representative from KDE there, Ms. Jackie Thompson, a continuous improvement coach. Also, Mr. Marion Souders, he's an Elgin principal mentor. Here in the district, he's a former superintendent. And so we went to each grade level at both schools, and we're going to do the same tomorrow. And we just looked for, is what is being taught in the classroom, is that aligned to the standards? We're looking for learning intention, success criteria. There's been a lot of curriculum work here in the district go on. We've got some more days scheduled next month. So.
And then they're going to follow back up at our district leadership team meeting next Thursday. Miss Jackie will be here with Mr. Thomas, and we're going to discuss as a group what did we see.
There's an online tool that we use today. Those results are instant. We already have that data for us, and we're going to show and discuss that next week. So.
It's been a huge focus for every school, every principal, every classroom is, are we teaching the correct standards, those grade level standards, and how do we know that students are successful?
And then going back to lots of green. Green is good, right? Green means go. For already, that means we are mid or above grade level. And if you look at those percentages, throughout the grade levels, we have a high percentage of students, in the 40s and 50s and even 60 that are performing currently at that level. So what I meant earlier was we want to keep going down that route, and we want to keep continuing to push those students so that they don't fall behind as they move on throughout the school year.
I have one more question, Mr. Thomas.
Yes.
I know at the high school they've kind of started just doing it during the school day. already? Or do you think that's gonna make a difference in the testing? Where they can focus?
Probably not.
I'm just
honestly,
curious.
Yeah, probably not a significant difference.
I agree. Is the middle school only during the day as well, or can they finish their already stuff at?
They can, yes. They have a personalized instruction option, again, that the high school does not. That they can be assigned specific lessons by teachers, while also working on their math path to reach grade level or above.
Dr. Ballinger, do you think it'll ever be changed at the state level? I know that's a loaded question.
I could see that potentially there could be. I think if we advocated for that and could show data as to why that change would be necessary, I could see that potentially, yes.
At the high,
only at the high school. Now, elementary and middle, and at our elementaries, it's really a phenomenal tool for us to
Yes.
be able to track instruction. But I do see at the high school level, if you could use data to show, okay, we're focusing on post-secondary readiness or SAT now.
Testing fatigue is a real thing, and I think that's probably something that's happening.
Are there, and we talked about this a little bit the other night, and we ran out of time, but are there any other screeners on the list that are better suited to high school, or is that basically the only one that meets the state requirement?
There's a few options. Mr. Bustle and I, we've had these conversations, and there are other districts that are using somewhat of different screeners, but they're just at that level.
Fair.
It's tough.
That's fair.
Like MAP would be an option, but then there's a lot of training that comes with those. Like our teachers now know how to use iReady, and we've spent a lot of money on professional development to change to something such as MAP that would also then cost a lot of money to prepare and to train for when you're getting basically the same results.
Do we ever see correlation between ACT scores and quality? Like it helps?
Well, that's what I was going to say. At the elementary and middle level, we have invested so much time. Like it is such a good predictor for us with our state accountability scores, to where we're right on the percentage point. If not, we're very close. At the high school level, where you only have 2 grade levels that are taking the state assessment, and trying to align that with ACT and SAT, it's
minimal.
And that's another thing that now, and there's all these schools of thought, Pearson has always been strong in the, they make the test, they're the ACT people, and so I think school systems try to align with Pearson in their texts and the resources that they use. Well, here we go. Now we've gone to College Board and SAT. Luckily, we talked this morning. Luckily we've been in that AP, an advanced placement program, which is College Board. So it's, and I know there's a lot of school systems are like struggling with it, waiting until the last minute to make any type of change with that. But it's just hard to have a good progress monitoring. And I complained about it more than anybody, but it's just not out there. I mean, you talked about the ACT. I mean, in the SAT, it might be better for our student. I mean, we may perform better. I mean, some kids will, some kids won't. I mean, there's no science on the SAT, but the ACT's removing science in this, which blows my mind there, doctor. And so,
Have we taken an SAT? We've not taken a large one yet. Like a large group of kids taking it. It's coming up. Right.
It's coming.
I know we have kids who take it, but not as a bulk.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see.
But I'm very curious. I mean, it could be fine. I mean,
I think we have a marvelous high school, by the way. We have a marvelous school system, but we have a great high school.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. I had a comment from Mr. Bishop too on those. I really like your facts at the bottom. The pineapple thing. I enjoy that. Like a little.
That's what I send out to all of our staff, so and I just share it with you all.
Yes, a couple things I want to share. As you all know, we pay membership dues annually to belong to 2 different co-ops. So we belong to KEDC, and we also belong to Southeast South Central. And I know that you pass that annually, but I wanted to share with you just a little bit of data about that, just so you could see really how valuable it is to our district to belong to these co-ops. But I'll start with Southeast South Central, and this is 24-25 data. But we had 163 teachers
or administrators that took part in some kind of service provided by Southeast South Central. 211 service hours to our district, and it valued right at $12,000 for Southeast South Central. We have a little bit larger participation rate in KEDC. As you know, KEDC is very grant funded, very heavily on grants. We have 49 teachers that are participating in a KEDC grant. And I know a lot of you all are active on social media, and you'll see our teachers posting often about that. Those grants totaled over 4,000 professional development hours for our teachers. Our teachers went to 435 sessions, and this is remarkable. So the investment for our district, if we had to go out and send those same 49 teachers to all of that professional development, it would be at a cost of $688,000. So our little dues certainly make it worthwhile for us to participate in this, and I'm happy to do so. But I just wanted to share that with you all, because I know oftentimes you pass things, but you don't always see the benefit behind it and what's happening. So I wanted to share that with you as well. And also wanted to share, I know at our last board meeting, which was just a couple weeks ago, Angie had asked for us to come back with the board with a bonding structure of how we wanted to move forward. We've met multiple times over the last little bit with Compass Financial, and they're still running some numbers for us. So we'll come back in our next meeting, which is going to be just around the corner, since this is a special call, with some more information. We had talked about, is it a benefit of putting things together in one bond, or there's some benefit of splitting those? There potentially could be some benefit of doing two smaller bonds. It could save the district some money. So they're working through all of that, and they're going to get a presentation ready. I just didn't want to rush it because I didn't want to present something and then I have to come right back and say, oh, no, let's look at it this way. So they're working through that, and we'll get that to us. We're hopeful just in the next several days, and then we'll be ready to present it to you guys. Matt, do you have anything?
Just appreciate everybody's hard work. Seems like the school year's off to a good start, and since Mr. Rippert's not here, I'll brag on attendance. Attendance looks like is up for this year, so that's really good.
I'm thankful for those co-ops, by the way. I don't know that we ever give them enough credit. It's amazing what they have allowed and we can do.
Absolutely.
Our teachers just get such opportunities that we could never provide. I mean, they get to travel all over and go to all kinds of interesting things and learn, and then it's so neat to then talk to them and how they bring all that knowledge back to the classroom. And KEDC has 8 grants in the hopper, and I'm very vocal to say we want in all 8 if you get them. So we want our teachers to have every opportunity they can possibly have.
And we're blessed to have a lot of talented people from this area working with those co-ops.
Yes,
it's great.
Right.
Yeah. And that's all I have.
Just great to be a part of a wonderful district. No, anything.
Only thing I got is I appreciate everything all of you do. Can't believe Mr. Marcus is teaching. That's wonderful. I want to go sit in on his class. I wonder if they'd let me. I did want to share one thing. If anyone from central office could come on October 29th, which is the same day Mr. McClure had said that they're having a little Halloween party, the Department of Justice is going to be hosting a re-entry simulation. It's going to be at the farmers market. It starts at 12 that day. It is a great opportunity for everyone in the community to see firsthand the struggles that many of your families and individuals, what it's like for them to be successful. So the DOJ, they host it, and what happens, you come in, they assign you an individual, okay? And you will get a folder that will tell you all the information. Maybe they have an active CPS case, or maybe they have just gotten out of jail, or whatever the situation is, and you have to meet all of the requirements that the law says that you have to do. And it sounds like it's very easy, but it's not. And I've been a part of like 6 or 7 of these before,
And every single time I would go in knowing what to expect, and I would end up homeless on the street, not have food for 7 days. I mean, it was very, but it is something that, as a community, we would like to get as much involvement as we can, because until you start seeing things like that firsthand, you don't realize the struggles that a lot of people have. And you all are very much aware of that. But it is October 29th at 12 at the farmer's market.
Do you know how long that?
It usually lasts about an hour and a half.
It used to be a lot better when all resources come round table
Yeah.
for families.
Yes, and
And
I
they
know
gotta
that,
work on that.
I know that DCBS is going to have case management that's going to be there. It's really, it's an eye-opening experience. If you've never done one of them, it will make you look at things from a totally different light. So I just wanted to share that. If any of you all can come that day, it's really good. So,
I think there's
besides,
some academy students.
well, are they coming that day? Do you know?
They have a field trip request.
It helps you learn the difference between poverty and addiction,
Yes, yes.
because a lot of people don't know the difference.
I will share this. I went to one in Somerset down at the center a couple years ago, and one of my longtime friends was there. I hadn't seen him in years, and he and we were going around, and we were joking about stuff. You know, we ended up in jail because we didn't do this right. You know, and we were just, everybody was having a big time, and we was all laughing, and whenever we got back, and the end of it, this young lady got up and she spoke, and I'll never forget this. It really changed my perspective. She goes, "I am so glad to hear your laughter tonight. You all have had so much fun and have enjoyed being with each other." And she goes, "I just wanted to point out that this is my life." And when she spoke those words, it really resonated with me, because, you know, we were just going through the routine of trying to get everything off of our checklist, you know, trying to get this done, that done, trying to figure out the easiest way to do it. And she's like, "This is my life." She goes, "I don't have money to get to the grocery store. I don't have money to get." And she told her story, and by the time she was finished, there was not a dry eye in the building. So, I don't know. I just want to invite all of you, if you get a chance to come. With that being said, I need a motion for us to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?